If you're having trouble changing your habits, the problem isn't you. Bad habits repeat themselves again and again, not because you don't want to change, but because you have the wrong system for change. Most people focus on goal setting to instill positive habits. But if you want better results, instead of focusing on goal setting, you should be focusing on your system instead. As James Clear quotes, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." By focusing on the right system and becoming 1% better each day for a year, you'll end up 37 times better by the time you're done. That's why, in this video, we'll be going through the 4 powerful secrets to know from the book Atomic Habits that can help you build new good habits, break free from bad ones, and become 37 times better. Lesson 1. The habit loop. The habit loop consists of 4 key elements. A. Cue. Cue is the trigger that initiates the habit regardless if it's positive or negative. It can be something you see, hear, smell, taste, or a specific time of day that signals the brain to enter automatic mode. B. Craving. Once the cue is recognized, it generates a craving or a desire for a specific outcome. It is the motivational force behind habits which drives you to act in a certain way to satisfy the craving. C. Response. The response is the actual behavior or action you take in response to the craving. It's the habit itself, whether it's positive or negative, which fulfills the craving. D. Reward. After completing the response, you receive a reward that satisfies the initial craving. This reward reinforces the habit loop, making it more likely that you'll repeat the habit in the future. James Clear introduces the golden rule of habit change, which states that in order to change a habit, one should identify the cue and craving that drive a habit, and then replace the habit's response with a more desirable one. By becoming aware of the cues and cravings that trigger your habits, you gain the ability to intervene and make conscious choices about your responses. Lesson 2. Define your identity. There are 3 layers of behavior change: outcomes, processes, and identity-based change. Outcome-based change involves changing your goals and the results you want to achieve. For instance, wanting to lose weight or earn more money. This is where most people focus on, but it's not the most effective way for creating lasting change. Process-based change, on the other hand, involves changing your habits in the systems or processes that lead to your desired outcomes. Instead of solely concentrating on the end result, you focus on the daily actions and routines that will get you there. This change is more effective than outcome-based change because it addresses the root causes of your behavior. Lastly, the most powerful change, identity-based change. Identity-based change involves changing your beliefs, self-image, and identity. Real and lasting change starts with altering your identity because it shapes your behavior. When you believe you are the type of person who performs a specific habit, you're more likely to act in alignment with that belief. For example, if you identify as a healthy person, you are more likely to have habits such as exercising and eating well. Conversely, if you identify as a procrastinator, you're more likely to have habits that reflect that identity. So, start by defining the identity you want to adopt. If you want to be a writer, instead of setting a goal to write a book, decide to become the type of person who writes daily. By consistently writing, you reinforce your identity as a writer and eventually publish a book. Lesson 3. The 4 steps to building better habits. Step 1. Make it obvious. Create a clear and noticeable cue that triggers your desired habit. Here's how you can do it. A. Formulate a specific plan for when and where you will perform the habit. For example, I will meditate for 10 minutes in the living room right after I wake up. B. Place visible reminders in your environment that prompt you to take action. This could be as simple as leaving your workout clothes by the bed. C. Link the new habit to an existing habit. For instance, you can decide to do a short stretching routine every morning right after brushing your teeth. D. Organize your surroundings to encourage the habit. If you want to drink more water, keep a water bottle on your desk. Step 2 to building better habits. Make it attractive. Associating your habit with something enjoyable by combining an activity you want to do with an activity you need to do. For example, only allow yourself to watch your favorite TV show while you're on the treadmill. Or surround yourself with people who have the habits you want to adopt. This creates a social incentive to stick to your habits. Step 3. Make it easy. The easier a habit is to perform, the more likely you are to stick with it. For instance, if you want to read more, keep a book on your nightstand so you can start reading immediately. Or you can break down your habit into a smaller, 2-minute version. For example, instead of telling yourself you must exercise at least an hour a day, start with just 2 minutes of stretching or walking a day, or do 2 push-ups a day. This is known as the 2-minute rule. Break down the habit into smaller bits so that it becomes almost impossible for you to say no. The key is to simplify the habit so that you are more likely to stick with it. Step 4 to building better habits. Make it satisfying. The more enjoyable and satisfying a habit is, the more likely you are to repeat it. Find a way to reward yourself immediately after completing the habit. This could be as simple as enjoying a piece of dark chocolate after a workout. Lesson 4. The power of environment. Motivation is overrated. Relying solely on motivation can be problematic because motivation fluctuates. James Clear suggests a more effective strategy, which is to create an environment that supports positive behavior. Here's how you can do it. A. Remove barriers. Make it easy to start positive habits. For example, if you want to read more, place a book on your bedside table instead of hidden on a shelf. B. Increase friction. Make it more difficult to engage in bad habits. For instance, if you want to watch less TV, unplug the television or hide the remote control. C. Prime your environment. Surround yourself with cues that prompt the desired behavior. If you aim to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious foods. In essence, while motivation has its place, it can sometimes be unreliable. Designing an environment that encourages the development of good habits and the avoidance of bad ones is often a more effective strategy than relying on motivation alone. So, there you have it. These are the 4 powerful secrets from the book, Atomic Habits, by James Clear. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this in the future. Thank you for watching. Until next time, hope to see you on my next video.